Okay, this is a very serious video, but I have to say, I recorded like a 25-minute video already and realized after that I had lipstick on my front tooth. And you know what? I thought about just uploading it anyway, but it would have pissed me off and I would have kept thinking about it. So I'm re recording this. Now, if it happens again, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, no. In all seriousness, I wanted to record this video to talk about the two murders that happened in Minneapolis in the last 3 weeks and just the many things that have been going on. I want to preface this by saying that it's not a scripted video. It's probably going to be all over the place. I may say things that aren't articulated in the best way, just because it's something that I want to talk about. And like I said, it's not scripted. I also want to say that while I'm talking about these things and what's been happening and what is happening, I don't want to take away from any of the major things that have happened in America's history and beyond and say that they're any less significant than what's happening now. It just happens to be that I'm at a point in my life and at an age where I am now wanting to be more involved and try to do something about what's happening. And I hope that no matter what happens in the future, I will feel like that. And I hope that regardless of the issue. So, anyway, by now you might have heard of the murder of Alex Preddy that happened Saturday morning and the murder of Renee Good a couple of weeks ago. And I apologize, I could be wrong on the time. Both of them happened in Minneapolis. And I don't know if I'm gonna show the videos. I haven't decided yet. And the reason that I say I even am considering it is because I think there are a lot of people that aren't aware of what's going on, or at least the extent of what's going on. And I think if there wasn't a time before, I think now is the time that we cannot stick our heads in the sand and ignore what's going on. That being said, the videos are very difficult to watch. I have watched both murders through different recordings and different angles, and we're not always all in a place where we can watch something like that. We all do have our own emotional and mental struggles, and sometimes watching something like that, we have to take care of ourselves. But I do also think it's important to face the reality and see what's really going on. And so I don't know yet. When I edit this a little bit and upload it, I'll decide if I want to put the at least a couple of videos of the murders on the screen. So I've been feeling enraged, helpless, hopeless, sad, lonely. I have cried multiple times regarding the murders, regarding how people are being treated, regarding how people have been treated in the last year. And again, I want to say I'm specifically talking about, the things going on with DHS agents and the administration. Of course, there are many issues beyond that that I think are very important. So I'm not trying to say that this is more important than any of the other issues. But right now, this is what I want to talk about. And I'm sort of using this video as, I guess, a call to action, maybe, but also as a way for me to talk about it and to process it. I don't feel like I have too many people in my life that I can really discuss this with. And that is no disrespect to the people in my life or place any sort of insignificance on them or our relationship. It's a hard thing to talk about, and some people don't want to talk about it. And so it's yeah, so this is kind of a twofold, I guess, for me. And so I kind of, I think we cannot ignore what's happening anymore. And I do want to say, I spent the majority of my adult life so far shying away from politics, shying away from being informed on politics, feeling like, what difference does it make? I am only one person. I have to live my life. I have to pay my bills. I have to get a job. I have to get an education. I have to, there's too many things, and I can't do it. And I won't say that I regret that, but I do think that, or I do wish, I guess, that I wouldn't have thought like that, because I don't think that's the right way to think. I think we should be informed, and it does matter. It's mattered in our history how many times, we think that we're one person who can't do anything, but when people come together, change happens, and it can happen. And so I guess under the umbrella of collective action, I think it's really important that we inform ourselves and we share with others and we discuss it and we try to come together. And of course, I hope that people do that because we're all human beings and we should all be equal. We are all equal. We should care about each other. However, I know that, that's not necessarily the reality of things. So to anybody that doesn't feel like all human beings are equal and therefore won't step up, think about it in this way. It can honestly happen to any of us. We are fortunate that we are not in a country around the world that is struggling with war and pain and poverty and don't even have time to think about, do I want to take a shower today or not? They don't have the option. And so, and I don't think that, I'm not saying that to say that we have to feel like we don't deserve what we have, or that we're, put this like pressure or stress on ourselves that we are to not appreciate the things that we have or to not enjoy them. That's not what I'm saying. But it can honestly happen to any of us. And so if humanity and human beings and caring for human beings is not enough of an incentive, then let that be an incentive that it could happen to you. We have to come together. We have to. And so that would be my ask to all content creators. Please share it with your audience, what's going on. Just mention it. You don't have to state your opinions, but we need more people to know. We need more people to be informed. And it matters. If you're not a content creator, share it with people around you. Um, that would be my ask, because I genuinely feel like we have to come together. This is the moment. There are many moments, but this is a moment that we have to come together. And we have to fight for our freedoms and our democracy and our rights. So that would be my ask. And then when it comes to how to be involved, I mean, I'm always thinking about things like that and trying to figure it out. Like I said, I think it starts with being informed and sharing with others. I think I watch, there are a few channels I watch: Pod Save America, Pod Save the World, The Bulwark, sometimes some other random channels. But, you know, again, it's going to take us coming together. And so going to protests, and of course, please remain safe and peaceful, or writing to our representatives. Those things, again, they matter. And I'll say that politics are they're weird, and often they don't take into account humanity and the fact that everyone's a human being. And so it can feel like, again, what's the point? It's not going to matter what I say or, how I feel. But if nothing else, politicians are going to pay attention to what the people they represent want. And if everyone comes together and says, hey, this isn't okay, and politicians want to stay in their positions, they're going to be pushed to make a different decision and possibly make a better decision. So it matters. It matters. That all being said, it's really hard to see what's going on. And I do want to say that I genuinely appreciate and commend everyone who goes to protest, everyone who's trying to do whatever they can. The fact that people have mostly stayed peaceful because they want us. When I say they, I say very few people in the administration that really want this and want to, I mean, in my opinion, just wreak havoc. They want violence so that they can say they are justified in what they're doing. And I can only imagine how hard it is to stay peaceful. It's a really difficult thing to watch. It's a difficult thing to it's hard to, I think, even understand that this is reality. It feels surreal, I guess. So, like I said, this is also a way for me to just kind of air out what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. It's, again, I've cried so many times, and it's heartbreaking. And it makes me so mad. I'm so enraged that people are being hurt and dying. Regardless of your status as a citizen or not, everybody should be treated with humanity. And respect. So, yeah, I think that this is really difficult. It's a really, really difficult time. And you know what's really, really difficult is, I wonder how many times I can say really, really difficult, is, like I said earlier, we still have to go through our everyday lives. We still have to get up. We have to go to work. We have to study. We have to get our groceries and pay our bills. And it's like, there's something so difficult about that when people are dying and people are being hurt. So I was recording this and it got cut off because my phone said I don't have enough storage. So I don't even know what I was saying. Maybe my phone was telling me I should stop talking. I genuinely don't remember what I was saying. That's annoying. So maybe I'll make a follow-up video later, but yeah, I again, please know that we can do something and that I think we should all come together and take care of ourselves and take care of each other. And this is another one of those pivotal moments in our history, I guess. And whatever you're feeling is valid. And I know it's really scary, and that doesn't make it any better. And I want to say it's going to be okay, but I don't know. And I think the only thing we can do is support each other. I guess it's hard. It's hard to go about your day when you know what's happening. And it's hard to be around people that, I don't want to say they don't care, but that seemingly don't care, or maybe they're, it's hard. And so maybe they're trying to ignore it or try not to deal with it. And it's hard to go to work and go do things that you're like, I need to buy groceries, but people are dying. I guess it puts things in perspective. But it's really difficult. Sometimes I just want to shake people and just be like, don't you care? Which is not fair. But that's how I feel sometimes, because I feel like people are just putting blinders up, and it's so frustrating. And I know that's not necessarily true. But I just feel like everybody should be enraged. Anyway, so yes, please share. Please be informed. Please believe that together we can do something, because we can, and we've seen it time and time again in history that people coming together can make a difference. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.